epon ni bueye. And a man entered the room. And a papa be wura adan. Papa be no wura adan. When the people all left it, after the microphone in Jadian will become say, having a dead brush in his hand. Ukura brush and I said prayer. Yade pra efi. Fast ukura prayer. Open the windows and will be in Pumano. And what day and began to brush on the table a casket. Sorry, to brush the dirt and the rubbish from the room. No started say, "Wo pepa ho, wa fe wo pra efia abadan no mu enyina." I cried to him to forbear, for there were some precious jewels in the kitchen. Say, "Onya mutre if he say a good dear papa mebre ewo dan no precious jewels scattered among the rubbish. A good dear papa any efina fra onya mutre." He told me to fear not. To catch him say, "Man in slow, for he will take care of them." Then while he brushed the dirt and rubbish, false jewels and counterfeit coin all rose and went out of the window like a cloud, and the wind carried them away. Into bra wallpaper na ade na see ye Afehyia ma fino ball ani nyina peja and ani nyina free mpumanu. In the bustle, I closed my eyes for a moment. When I opened them, the rubbish was all gone. The precious jewels, the diamonds, the gold, and the silver coins lay scattered in profusion all over the room. Afehyia, and near my wood in the pa. Now, Afehyia, I hate what dining. He then placed on the table a casket, and on the casket, service table so much larger than the casket, so and more beautiful than the former. After the fetching Canadian and gathered up the jewels. Now for the jewels, what the jewels, the diamonds, the coins by the handful, and cast them into the casket. You will see, you see casket till not one was left. When you back film. Although some of the diamonds were not bigger than the point of a pin. But diamonds, they be getting. But what need to see more pepper. But the chart be about to so. For 3 charts, no figures. No, having the 50 charts, never to so. Who figures? No, said you mean hours. But I ain't getting. He then called upon me to come and see. And my friend said, "Me." I looked into the casket, and I'm here a casket, But my eyes were dazzled with the sight. They shone with 10 times their former glory. Afehyia nenimonyam no na atrebe ye mpim empredu. Te say Daniel ne ninamfofo no. Obudi aduane pa no. Ahama no. Bible say na omunyansa no. Ene Kaldiafo no. Na omuche omunyansa empredu 10 times. Glory. Again the kind for Revelation 18. The restoration of the past truth. No krena ayira no kre kane no kra no. Edisem say 18 ninina besanaba. I thought they had been scourged in the sun by the feet of those wicked persons. Now me doing say Adiana say if he say they were arranged in beautiful order in the casket. Says you send your tie nankasa e casket no. Everyone in its place, without any visible pains of the man who cast them in. I shouted with very joy, and that shout awoke me. Now me tiam when Jesus and no that loud voice woke me up. I was young for a dear casket no come once me. Jewels, precious jewels, but of a chat and so 43 chart for to mommy. I didn't know who. I didn't hear arranging a son. Come on. No cray. I would do Mela, Yankoponam, the home so a man discovering and a year arranging yet shishen. Come on. A young cry, a young GD Fapima, any coin say ye dear and sucker, and so I was say, ye the fee abba home. And then you can't some bonia for young GD Fapim you home. Yas a son, Nimbo ya chess and never been poor swa. mfomsoɔ wɔ ho yɛkyerɛ sɛ nneɛma bi wɔ hɔ a ɛnyɛ no korɛ nanso wohwɛ saa daeɛ wei a ɛkyerɛw sɛ ɛyɛ yɛn gyidie fapem fa wɔ 3 chart no so saa fa 50 chart no to so ma me nua mesrɛ fa 1850 chart no to so deɛ na ɔhu beautifully arranged but see wom sɛ yɛ nketenkete deɛ ba ho sɛ biribi a wɔ 43 chart no so bia figures ne nyinaa no hwɛ diamond gold ɛne precious pearls ne precious stones hɔ biribiaa wɔ so biribiaa again 1850 nkan 60 manuscript released page 207 now this is the 1850 chart 1850 prophetic chart 43 day Josiah Leach 15 year Ellen White no when you na this one no I shall say from December 1844 now 1850 Ellen White is saying on our return to Brother Nichols the Lord gave me a vision yakoye nua bema Nichols Afehyia and radima meni suade hu and showed me no catch them and say that the truth must be made plain upon tables no krano yemani ne di wo apono so ahemfa no woka ni to asem no ahemfa Habakkuk chapter 2 tie ni suade hu a Josiah Leach nyan a ode ye for 3 chart no sansem krona na Ellen White nso ka wa ha the same thing in 1850 after scattering no now how do we gather the final gathering and the restoration the repair of the breach and the restoration of the truth no krana yedi ensa keka ni yahwete no e wose ni nyina san babiem and it will cause many to decide for the truth ne beshini padom amwa paw amano krano by the truth made plain open tables no by the 3 angels messages to no krebe no se wo ma enhu na ho na enye clear and enye plain e wo pono abo so no e wo pono so no the 3 angels messages na tie with the 2 former being made upon tables in the 2 former and the 2 former messages enkransem mienu na di kan aba na wo hemfa na wo abopono so and according to Ellen White for the 3 chart no die be na wo so e ye obofo di kan ene obofo to so mienu nkransem no according to Ellen White and ya what say erade say one sanye ne die make it plain one sanye ne plain tene dia o ye no e ho na okọ brother Nichols fie eni 1850 chart Ellen White die ni timpa minwa fa ne nyem to so ne hwe differences no in the 1850 chart no se mienu no in the 3 by the 3 angels message in the chart mienu we and only the 3 angels messages and only yenjidie fapem the foundation of our faith yenjidie fapem no no and no se ma enye klema enna ho ma menkan Habakkuk 2 no ma menkan Habakkuk 2 no na yinti se ne Habakkuk ezika no enko di for Habakkuk etimienu enjichemu mienu ene miensa no ose na Awurade bua me se twere adehunu no na kyerɛkyerɛ mugu aboɔ pono so te sɛ de Nyankopɔn mransem do no nyame ma Moses eno so na ye Nyankopɔn na henie no fapem the foundation of his government eno ne mransem do eno ka kyerɛ Moses sɛ twere na aboɔ pono so enti yen so the foundation of the Advent faith aye Daniel 8 verse 14 no one twere na aboɔ pono so no some foundation to say the foundation 10 commandments no na abopono so wotwe na abopono so ene 10 laws Nyankopon na henie fapem no gidie na kwanwefo gidie ne fapem no abopono no so no eno ne chart no abopono ne chart no tie no so you reject the chart you reject the foundation of the faith wo po chart na ugidie fapem na wapono the chart ni you na the foundation 3 angels message ena what chart ni you no so no Indian so was it now what to me a kind of war and what hare so yet me a kind it do chat no so and your money is so plain and so clear it's so simple that is how God works yam fancy wa this is the 1850 chart now Dear Nel, why is Aka found home? 30 manuscript releases, page 359, paragraph 1 say, I saw that God was in the publishment of the chart by Brother Nichols. Was me who say, Nanyankupon ewo chart na Brother Nichols publish 1 year. God was in Nanyankupon womb. She say, Nyankupon na makwan. Say onye. I saw that there was a prophecy of this chart in the Bible. Me who say ye won come sha a butter chart we ho e wa twere no. Come sha ne he Daniel 8:14, Habakkuk chapter 2. 3 angels messages. And if this chart is designed for God's people, if it is sufficient for one, it is for another. And if one needed a new chart painted on a large scale, only just as much. Into me who say what yes I chat we ma Nyankopon ma say yema baako a ene yema obi bia say ra white kan ever chat no 15 manuscript releases page 213 paragraph 1 and 2. My dear brother and sister Loveland, I hope to send you some papers soon. Minua Bema and minua ba Loveland me hwe say me de ankrata bi ebebramo. The chart is being executed in Boston. Na chart no wo ye ho adwuma wo Boston. God is in it. Onyankopon won. Brother Nichols has the charge of it. Yenua Nichols, yenua Bema Nichols ena eye ho adwuma. This is what Ellen White states. We Ellen White come for 50 chart. So through the 43 chart. Ellen okure wo mu no. Eno na Nyankopon di kind efre the gathering message, the first and the second angels message. Nyame ma na wahwete 538 quote 17:18. The message, the 2003 prophecy, and cancel all they gather and man, the pillars of our faith, such chat, first and second angels message, and what they gather. Until after 1844 October disappointment, nyame ma sa hwete now comes in the third angel's message. Above photos of me and San Cransema. In the chapter, Epia Nyamima Akanye Nyinabum on one platform. Ye Gina Susudia Bako Sono. This is the third chart. This is and only the 1850 chart by Ellen White. Nyanko Ponsa Tidma de White can Efa Yin Gidie Fapimono. Indeed, the Era White Eka Efa Yin Gidie Fapimono. Early writings, page 258, paragraph 3. Era White say, I saw a company who stood well guarded and firm, giving no countenance to those who would unsettle the established faith of the body. Tiehuni pebia, omujina pinti, na oma kwan ema wobi emme woso yenjidie fapemono. God looked upon them with approbation. Yankupon hu omone ne niache. I was shown 3 steps. Steps are what was it? The first, the second, and the third angel's messages. These are the faith, the foundation faith. You won't hear for. Say they be kind of hard according to Habakkuk 2. And any chat in me. Any chat in me. Now, every man and come ya kind. Mema quote me ya kind quote. Every man and ya kind quote to be in spiritual gifts. How a raw white compare the attitude of Thomas to Yen concerning how yes he treated the past Yabakosam from 1840 to 1844. So especially the 43 chapter. Yeshua ye exhibited a queen white compared that to Thomas. It's fascinating. The bread man my kind how quote. I see. Woe, no man can woe to him who shall move a block or stir a pin of these messages. No man can be a woman ordinance sabeka kasibi ana kitikiti mibo e won kranse mi ho. The true understanding of these messages are of vital importance. Say you meeting kranse mi ase ye ne ho hia. The destiny of souls hangs upon the manner in which they are received. Nipa shebre na akra wo do shebre ejina kwan ya ye befa so agye no I was again brought down through this message. Afi, odimi frank ransom ne mu bi. And saw how dearly the people of God had purchased the experience. E kwan Nyankopon fa so as to won suye they have an experience suye hunu. Yeni we were not there. This is Thomas. And yet we are critiquing what we never experienced. Yeah, challenging. Afehyia challenging idea. Yeni hu suye hunu. You were not there. Inti Nyankopon eka Thomas say enhyira ne die na wonim na waye de be waje di inti amane ba married e de ba e be ka kire suafo no ne to be ka say Yesu asore no na Yesu expected Thomas say obe de be obeje di he was not there na woni oba married ordinary he de be ehui inti 1840 to 1844 me no na ye ni ho yembre nso nyina we were not there. But in Yankopon he say be say onam ne won so ne lead omo ye de omo ye enti awade he say de omo be kan fa hu bia na twase ye de be ye di gidie ni ye de be ye gete sade Mary be kan fa Yesu wori ni wo sorry ye ho a Thomas doubting ti right e de Yesu e de yen e to Thomas ho wan na person Thomas your friend say chinyejefo the right you can say so obi a wo say su na kanipa ke tuwa bi eno ko beji Yesu edi ayara wosem yeni wo we didn't have the experience yet we are criticizing what they said and what they got. Yeah, criticizing the omo kanye and the omo nsa kanya me na no so now mami fa NCA ya ana mami kai kakrankan o say I saw mami kai o say God had led them along step by step until them shas 1840, 1841, 1842, 1843, 1844, step by step until he had placed them upon a solid, immovable platform. And what do ma be jina susudua ejina pintin na enwoso ana enhinhim. Some with rejoicing immediately stepped upon it. Nipa bebre de anigye enso be jina platform no so bi. Others commenced to find fault with the foundation. Hana how no wo. They said Thomas. Yeah, yet it said Thomas. Yes, oh mistake room. Oh mistake ha. Oh mistake ha. Oh mistake. Meanwhile, the mistake was addressed in the midnight cry message. Mistake, so-called mistake now you see woman. Midnight cry message in addressing mistake, you know. So there was no in another trouble, there was no mistake. Because Nyankopon say, Almighty said God was in the proclamation of 43. Mistake meaning now the figure 43. Near me was so a kika winning na mistake be any. Proper analysis and mistake, you know, so-called. Nay figure 43 nation. There was a mistake, you know. Young kind of young was a mistake near day. Hey, figure 43. Now let me address this issue. Now many people say, oh, and why they come mistake? 25-20 na no what can say a mistake. Meanwhile, we later turn back and say, and why 25-21 can want some that? Okay. And it's a one can 25-20 want some that. And can any three more? And then I will attribute to mistake in it one. I did one can want some that. Wait me I can say a mistake. So what can they not do more? And then I Jesus say no mistake. Yes, I didn't cry one can want some that. And no cry. That is the fact. And why never made mention of 25-20? It is true. And no cry one can want some. And the idea one can want some day in the trim. And then I will say a mistake. And it is a mistake, dear. Was a mistake, dear? It means anyone can want some. And also you can you can want some. There's one can want some. So it means even because you can say mistake wo baby. Any mistake no here, mistake no 2 and 3 a day. Because anyone can want some. And why can want some? In the same thing, so baby, and from so what you can want some, and yet you one can want some is in trimono. I believe you get my point. Now you to answer. They wished improvement. And then the platform will be more perfect. Say the perfect. And the people much happier. Some stepped off the platform to examine it. And declare it to be laid wrong. But I saw that nearly all stood firm upon the platform and exhorted those who had stepped off to cease from their complaining. Omo catch them. Omo sin them fault. And I'm supposed to say, Jai, Jankopon cancer. For God was the master builder. Fat one is see Jankopon. And they were fighting against him. Now walk Kuntiano. What come once and 1 year walk Jankopon. Why is it Thomas? I was in Mary account no and Ukraine and you cry. One man na casadiano. Na ya sofo any Roman asrafo no. Woman na good so. Woman no me Yesu and ham so. Woman na good sound no. So let's not follow them. You see the Mary and you see for no kaya. You see you can for no cano and on no crown the foundation and you are barefoot and you latter day saints. You shouldn't trust them. Iti mami fancy. Iti mami kind the last quote na Afehyia this year no. Emra newiye. I'm going to read a quote from the pen of inspiration. 2 manuscript releases. Now I'm going to give some few quotes and then near the additional bury. 2 manuscript releases and after this it will call 1888. Already had to my 1888 in type and anti-type. So many things. You have a justification by faith. And each normal day, you have a the 4th angel. Revelation 18. You have come once and what does it mean? The connection with the past. Try to say that experience be, faith be, oil be. You have come once and now you have linking it to Numbers 13 and 14. You have linking. After you have linking it to Joshua chapter 1 and 2. During our time, you better compare Niema. Now, if you're jumping into Daniel 11:40 to 45, you better say, Sanimeni, now if you're jumping into AD 66, you better say a comparison, any AD 70, and what it means. Ninjina parallels, Ninjina connected. Ninjina connected. After this, we move there. Now, 2 manuscript releases, page 20, paragraph 1. I see, blessed are the eyes which saw the things that were seen in 1843 and 1844. Wow. The message was given. And there should be no delay in repeating the message. If we are to repeat that, Thomas must say same. Did you own one? Say how no. For the signs of the times are fulfilling. The closing work must be done. A great work will be done in a short time. A message will soon be given by God's appointment that will swell into a loud cry. This is the 3rd and 4th angel's message. Then Daniel will stand in his lot to give his testimony. So the 1st and 2nd angel's message, they've been given before, 43, 44. But any 3rd and 4th, Ningina complete. But 1st and 2nd, what can you give you that? In this, I will repeat here. I also hear go to them. Those who gave the message. The one more didn't cancel the buy no. Omoana komo no one can what they saw and what they gave. Great controversy. Page 611 paragraph 1 or say the Advent movement of 1840 to 1844 was a glorious manifestation of the power of God. See, Kwanrefo movement no. If you Afehyia pema han wo twa aduanan ko si Afehyia pema han wo twa aduanan nan no. Eye Nyankopon tumi a wo dan ne di we ni munyamu. E na o de kire. And then when chirima ya ye ni ho. Ya na yes there are mistakes. The Almighty kan yes waka. The kind yes one kind in a confusion. Ellen White or come prophetic charts and a prophetic periods in the spirit of prophecy. Ellen White is speaking about only one thing. Say yes singular, say yes plural. These are facts. Ellen White never talked about 2520. That is the statement of fact. When Ellen White is talking about prophetic period, she is dealing with 2,300 days. 17 weeks new womb. 1810, basically 1810, 1798, equals 1844. That is what she is talking about. In this asano walk candia, it also means to say the beer for 25-20 will be a white and one come was and it's a was a mistake be with figures anymore. It means a mistake no what dear mistakes no what dear what can want someone because I didn't want come once and then I want to be the same mistake. So please, both sides. You see, there's so much division on this thing, and that is why I seek to settle it. Yen Tunzen White, one or prophetic period, she's dealing with the truth and telling it. That is the fact of the matter. In this Sadia, she never had 25-20 in mind. One come once. So once I want come once means itself was what cousin from Sobi or baby or cousin from Sobi or dear him or 2010. So Yen say, I attribute him from Swallow to be one lady in a dream, two one come once under. Hadn't I didn't from Swallow come out there in a dream. No one come once under. Yen say, when I am from Swan, me one in a dream, one come once. So let's settle this once and for all. Now the last quote. I say. In the quote, Nana make some story about Thomas and in a one spiritual gift, page 71. The way she parallels some events, you know, to how I treated the first and second angels message from 1840 to 1844. No? It's so striking. One spiritual gift, you know. And the words we use to describe Laodiceanism to Thomas. Said Thomas was a Laodicean. It's so fascinating. Nyadaje ne kind. A brain one yet to me. Let me end with the last quote. Now, this is the last quote. Review and Herald, November 27, page 1883. Our faith in reference to the messages of the first, second, and third angels' messages was correct. Yenjidi say ye can't obofo di kind. Totosum yenu totosum yensan cancel na no correct. This is she's speaking 1883. First and second angels' message, you know. Ebrebe in a PA 1843, 1844. Third angels' message, you know, chat, you know, he found a PA 1850. The great waymarks we have passed are immovable. Susubiana, yatela, ya diexisi hono, yensesano. So in komshebemwa, ayano crack, a jinaho afebo, and komshenya to send a book and is also Honia Woody kind of Babylon. I have settled and send the first and second angels' message, and only for the 3 chapters. Umpo, that is it. And send you third angels' message, and only 1850 chat. Umpo, and send you because and none a young conscious how about 2 accounts and the fulfillment of that prophecy. Prophecy for failure and for failure. You can't change it. Although the host of hell, when you did Asamadoso, may try to tear them from their foundation, and triumph in the thought that they have succeeded. No, they didn't say, oh, yet they did not succeed. These pillars of truth stand firm as eternal hills. No craver pinwe ejina painted to say da bepo. Unmoved by all the efforts of men combined with those of Satan and his host. And to me, it's a son that pony panel on something about phone in ample cabomo. We can learn much about me and should be constantly searching the scriptures to see if these things are so. God's people are now to have their eyes fixed on the heavenly sanctuary. Where the final ministration of our great high priest in the work of the judgment is going forward, where he is interceding for his people. Amen.